After I've edited the model and glued some parts on, it's time for the primer. I make sure that I get in all the parts and shadows. I use the primer off Vallejo 70.602. It's a nice black primer and it gives a solid foundation. The helmet in particular is a delicate job as I want to make sure the feathers on the helmet have a good base layer. After finishing all the parts of the model, it's time to prime the base. There are also holes and cracks there that I want to make sure have a good coat of primer. After the base, I started on a special piece of this model, the helmet. I try to figure out what the colors are and what color I want to give the feathers. I start giving the feathers a toned down collar, bone white, and gently starting to bring up the first layer. After the first layer, I use the trigger of my airbrush to gently give more solid paint. It looks like the center of his helmet is leather, so I start with light leather brown for the base. Setting the pressure of my airbrush way down, I got more control. I don't want this brown to come on the feathers yet. I try to follow the contours of the helmet, so the leather looks like it's bent around the helmet. After the helmet, I gently brush the tips of the feathers to make it look a bit old. The next layer is dark mahogany brown. I first color the edge of the middle part. The middle part is getting a way darker color later. I gently fill the rest of the helmet, again following the contours of the helmet. Now we go on with a brush and gently dry brush the same color brown over the rest of the helmet. Because I still think that the feathers look too new, I dry brush them with the same brown, making sure that I don't use too much paint. With cocoa brown, I start the lower part of his helmet to make it even darker. The tips of the feathers needs to be very dark, so I use this same color for that. To tone the brown colors down a bit, I use orc's flesh to light up some highlights. Here I start with a contrast color, earth, for the second base. The second base is especially for Asterix, his friend. I'd fix his little dog. The pants of this model needs to be red, so I start with a velvet base coat. The upper part of this Roman helmet is also red, like the feathers of the arrows on the base.
Hobby space is turning into something big.
With the spons, I make sure the structure of the pants is still visible.
Hobby space, it's his place. Hobby space keeps a smile on his face. Hobby space, it's his place. Hobby space keeps a smile.
On this model there are some leather pieces that I give a light leather brown color. Like the shoes, the sheath, and his bottle with magic potion. While the other parts are drying, I start with the little dog, and give him the first collarbone white, the same color like the feathers on the helmet. Now it's time to get the metal look on the helmet.
Keeps a smile on his face.
With a gunmetal from Vallejo, I paint with the rounding of the helmet, so the base keeps visible. I use the same gunmetal from Vallejo for the sword. Sorry for the magnifier lamp that's in the picture, but for this small paint jobs I need a better view. Here I paint the chrome pieces on the helmet. With my wet palette I start with the small inlay in the sword. It is a very nerve-wracking job, but it adds that special detail that I want in my paint jobs. Making the leather a bit older using brown leather Van Vallejo. Applying the chrome detail on the helmet. To make sure that the leather does not look brand new, I darken it some tones with chocolate brown. I dry brush some more dark brown and make the small pieces of rope a bit lighter. After I made the leather more weary and give the buckles a chrome tint, I tone it all down with some cocoa brown. The handle of his sword gets the same color as his trousers.
Max is his name. Action figure painter is his game. 3D print models, clay and resin. He paints them up so fine.
With some red and pink I tone down the red color of his trousers.
Max, action figure painter. Max, action figure painter. The man with the
His trousers are a bit torn, so I let that pop out with some dark brown.
got a steady hand across the land. He is known on his throne.
The same dark can I use on his shoes, so they don't look brand new.
So fine, one of a kind.
Now further with a very important step, the skin tone. I start for this model with an salmon rose color of Vallejo the 70.835. In hindsight, it was maybe better not to glue the arms and the head on the body. Now it's more difficult to get in every crack and corner. For next time, lesson learned. A special technique is to paint the veins of this model in light blue. In first it looks strange, but when I put on the next skin layer it looks better. There is a lot happening on both bases, arrows and spears sticking out the ground, the helmet of a Roman soldier and some plants. But first I start with some stone grey on the side of the base.
Yo, Mad Max Payne's got stacks. Models, yeah, dioramas, facts. 3D prints, resin flowing, no slowing. Action figures, yeah, know I'm holding them. Rare ones, pricey ones, don't test. This ain't no game. Hobby quest, hobby quest. More than obsession, put it to the test. Hobby quest, hobby quest. More than collection, call it manifest. Got the paint, set a deal, the thing coats. Got brushes, Winsor Newton, all the notes. 3D printer humming, never slumming. Got filament coming, money be coming. My quest supply never denied. Some see plastic, I see art. Some see toys tearing me apart. Some see waste, I see taste. This ain't a phase, this is fate. Hobby quest, hobby quest. More than obsession, put it to the test. Hobby quest, hobby quest. More than collection, call it manifest. Mad Max Payne is a glow. Models lined up in a row. 3D
It's starting to look like a model, but still we got a long way to go. If you like my videos, don't forget to subscribe and follow me on YouTube or Patreon.
This is a life for me. Quest for plastic, yeah. A wild, fantastic ride. Quest for plastic, yo. Gonna search far and wide. Got blasters and cars galore. Robots knocking at my door. Paint fumes filling up my head. Wish I was tucked in my bed. It ain't a game you see.
On with the skin tone. I make the skin darker with Vallejo 72.004. And I make sure that I spray from the bottom of the model for the shadows. To make the skin on some positions even more dark, I use Vallejo 72.071, Barbarian Skin. For the highlights of the skin I use 72.099, and this will be sprayed from the top where the light hits the model. To add some redness on the skin, I flick with an old brush and some velvet red. Too much red can be toned down with a sponge. Some of the metal parts like the helmet and the swords needs to be more copper color, so I use Ambassador Gold from Citadel. The shirt under his leather coat is black. Here you see why it was better to glue the arms on later. Now I have to be very careful to don't ruin the skin.
Keep me in this place. I am never sad. Gonna win this race. I paint them all day. It keeps me from losing my mind. Mad Max.
The line in the middle of the dog is still visible, so I have to do a less pleasant work, masking the clue line with plast from Tamiya. It's a smelly paste that can fill up the cracks. With a steel brush, I try to keep the structure of the furry skin and lose the excess paste. Now it's time to finish the last items on this statue. The leather shirt is dark brown. For the eyes, it's always a difficult job. It's a Viking, so his hair is blonde and the eyes are blue. After the final parts of the eyes, the ears and his nails, we're almost done.
Mad Max models. Mad Max models are paint. Mad Max.
A very nerve-wracking job are the metallic buttons on his shirt on every cross setting. And after the last parts, it's time to call this model done.
Printer and painter. Yes, it's Max. He's the one, the one, the one. He got PLA, got that resin too. Max the maker. Watch him do. Max the maker. It is true. He makes it happen, snapping his fingers. No need to imagine.